Welcome back to another episode of Table Talk with TEDx. My name is Raymond Liu, the Director of Marketing and Communications, and I'm here with today
Dr. Betina Hsieh.
And then how would you describe the line of work that you do right now?
So
what are you currently doing?
I am an associate professor here at Cal State Long Beach in the College of Education in the Teacher Education Department.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. So the name of the game is that we're just going to ask you a couple questions so our viewers can get to know you a little bit more outside of all the advertising and all the things that are presented, and just go from there and conversation. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great.
Awesome. So the first question today will be, what motivated you to sign up for TEDxCSULB?
Well, very specifically, a very important person in my life, my 14-year-old son, heard that there was a TEDx event at CSULB and was like, Mom, you really need to apply for that. And I told him, well, son, I already applied once and they said no. So I don't think I should do it again. He's like, Mom, come on, do it.
Yeah.
People need to hear you talk.
The encouragement and
having my kid believe in me is why I ended up applying for this year's conference.
And how you feel being selected and being here?
Pretty amazing. We have a really, really great group of speakers at this conference, and it's an honor to be part of this group of folks. And I actually am excited to share my ideas with the community.
Yeah, have you shared your ideas before, or these are brand new, catered to TEDx, and then from the application onward and now developing?
Well, I think my talk is really about who I am in a sense, right?
Okay,
it's foundational to all the work that I've done in education, but it's also not anything that I have fully branded myself as, right? So it's new for me, but it's really the foundation of all the work that I actually do.
Awesome. So next question is, what inspired you to do the work that you do? I know you dabbled upon it. Would you like to expand upon that?
Yeah, so my talk is on humanizing pedagogies, which is this idea that we need to think about educational excellence beyond just this idea that everybody does well on tests, right? And academic achievement. But that we actually need to consider that students are more, or people are more than just the sum of their accomplishments. And I think this has been deeply personal to me because I have my own children. I have 4 children and they range in age from 4 to 30. And my older daughters are adopted and they were in foster care. And being their mom as they went through high school and eventually left for alternative high school settings, it made me really realize how important it is that we look beyond just how well students are doing in class or on a test and really consider who they are. And then my son's in this academic magnet school and being involved in the PTSA there, hearing about all the pressure that students feel and just how hard they're working to try to please their parents and get these high grades because they want to be successful. But then at the cost to their own mental and emotional well-being, it really motivated me. And then of course the work I do as a teacher educator, I see this a lot. We're Cal State Long Beach. A lot of our students are first gen, children of immigrants, right? We have a very diverse student body. And sometimes they're kept from classrooms where they could make a huge difference because they struggle with standardized tests or they have non-traditional backgrounds. And I hope that my students, my own children, won't have this narrow view of what it means to be successful and to promote academic success.
Wow, that's speaking from our background, I know we talked about this offline, but just our culture and how it's super ingrained in this academic curriculum and prowess and status and career pathing. Emotional and mental well-being is such a huge part. And it's just that we don't realize it. So I'm very thankful that you're bringing it to light.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's the other thing too, is I am somebody who has always tried to prove myself through my achievements. And I am very accomplished, so it seems like it's working, but I constantly feel like I have this pressure to keep doing more and more, better and better, because it's never enough, right? So,
Hey, Asian Americans,
That's right.
I was like, we're here with you. All right. The next question is, what is one key takeaway that you would like attendees to obtain from your TEDx presentation?
That's a good question. So I think the key takeaway is that our productivity is not a measure of our worth, right? So I think I really want us to think about our worth being who we are in the world, right? And the moments that we live in the world with the people that are most important to us, as opposed to all the things that we have to get done in a day and the letter grade that we get on an assignment.
Like from that experience and knowledge, like what would be like the most fulfilling thing that you learned from your experience that like that shaped your presentation?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that's like really central, right? This idea that like you are not your accomplishments, that I am not my accomplishments, that I actually have worth and value to others beyond my accomplishments, based on who I am as a person, and that in order for us all to move forward, we have to move forward together by listening to one another, and engaging with one another. And then I think the other thing that is unique in that is I think it's really important to consider the places we have power and how power gives us responsibility, right? So one of the things that I talk about in my talk is how it's not enough to just say, Raymond, you have value. But if you're my student in my class, if I don't make space for the valuable contributions that you bring to my class, then I can say, oh yeah, your experiences and your knowledge is valuable. But as a professor, because I'm the one with the power, if I don't make space for you to actually contribute, then that's not actually moving us forward, right? So it's not just about saying it, it's about living it.
That is so interesting. So for example, like you say be making space, like allowing the student to shine in their strengths and weaknesses, like to like physically demonstrate what they can bring to the table than just closing them off. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and like contributing their own unique thing, right? Like I have a place that I know I need to go when I'm teaching, right? And I have a way that I think is the best way for us to get there. But sometimes we have to make space that like that's not the best way for everybody in the class to get there, right? And so sometimes if we open up the opportunity to allow people to bring who they are to the space, we actually create a richer space. And I actually just had this happen in my classroom this semester. So so I have an assignment that's been evolving for a while, and it used to just be like a literacy autobiography. Tell me about your story with literacy growing up. And it was just written like a traditional essay. And then I had my students start thinking, okay, well, what's the role of literacy in your life, the role of literacy in the life of your students and in society? And then I added a visual component where we actually started to think like visually, what's something that can represent this? And this semester, I actually had this open creative portion where it was like, you know, as a way in, if you have a playlist of songs that can represent the way that you're thinking about literacy in the lives of yourself, your students, and society, like you can turn that in and talk through the songs, right? And why you chose them. And it made for a much richer experience for me. Like I learned more about my students, and it also made them think in new and different ways that just promoted them to have a more powerful experience with the assignment, as opposed to this one traditional way, which it was still good, right? Like I learned a lot about my students, but is it really about me having the experience or all of us having a greater community experience?
Man, I love that. That was just like my life essence right there. In words. That's awesome. My life essence in words. And then I'll just like head into the last question. How would you describe your TEDx presentation?
So my short elevator pitch to people when people ask me, what's your TEDx talk about? So what I tell them is that the conference theme this year is Shattering Perceptions. And my talk is about shattering the perception of educational excellence as standardization, right? Because I think that educational excellence goes so far beyond what we can measure on a standardized test. And actually, true educational excellence is about acknowledging the richness of our humanity.
Wow. And if you had 3 words to describe it, and going off of that, what would be those 3 words? I know. Take as much time as you need.
Like a 3-word phrase, or like 3 individual words? 3 words.
One word, period. 1 word, period. 1 word, period.
Oh, wow.
About what you just said.
Jeez.
Any 3 words. You got it.
I'm like trying not to think of phrases.
Right.
I'm like humanity. That's definitely like
Okay.
the word, right?
1.
Like humanity.
Yes.
Understanding.
I was just thinking understanding too. I was like, is she gonna say it?
Yeah.
Like, yes.
I guess the last word would be expansive, right? It's just like thinking outside of the box, right? Because outside of the box isn't one word, but like, yeah, like expanding our notions of what it means to be excellent.
Wow. 3 words. Humanity, understanding, and expansive. That was a very clever choice. Like,
Thank you.
I'm very intrigued to see how this will play. How like our viewers will be able to like see how it all ties together.
Awesome.
Wow. I was like, that concludes. Oh, actually, no. I do have one more.
Sure.
Outside of the line of work that you do,
yeah.
What do you like to do in your free time?
Oh, I just came today from the Celebrate Gospel Fest at Disney's California Adventure. Yes. So I sing gospel. I run half marathons for Team World Vision. I mean, I am a parent. That takes a lot of time.
Another full-time job.
Yeah, exactly. So I do all of those things. That's those are some of the things that I love to do. Yeah.
That's awesome. So yes, that concludes my interview. Do you have any last words, comments? Where can people find you?
Oh, so you can find me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time at Hsieh. And it's Hsieh. And then I also, if you like food, I'm an Instagram foodie, so you can follow me there at Hsieh, CHEZ_HSIEH, Hsieh. And that's, yeah. And then I'm here all the time, so you can find
on
me
LB
at
campus, guys.
That's
need
right.
a direct resource. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Betina. We are so glad to have you. All right, guys, you guys heard her on all of her platforms. Make sure to check those out and see what she's into. If you're a foodie, go there. If you like half marathons, gospel, or any alike, go there. Definitely check her out. And also make sure to check out TEDxCSULB at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Beach Sing, website, YouTube. Anything you Google, we'll be there. We're there. Definitely check out for our latest updates on our conference and anything like that, upcoming news. And yeah, if you like these sort of videos, make sure to check out all of our other speaker interviews. They'll be uploaded in the same our channel pretty much. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We'll be interested in knowing your feedback, and if you guys want us to do more, we'll be happy to do so. And that wraps everything up.